to OnyxEarth Tarot. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box below. So we're going to do a hopefully short pick a card reading, a timeless reading. I know the last one was very specific to 2022, the new year, but this one's going to be timeless. So whenever you stumble upon it, it should resonate if it's for you. So we're going to be looking at what your dreams are trying to tell you, whether you're having chaotic dreams, odd dreams, very vivid dreams. If you feel like there's a message there that you may or may not be grasping, this should help. Okay, so I'm just going to hop right into it. We've got pile 1, the rose quartz, pile 2, which is the petrified wood, and pile 3, which is the amethyst. I'll give you a moment to select your pile, and if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. All right, pile 1. And you may be confused like right out the gate just in general in life, because I got really confused when I it was like I didn't know numbers just now. Like I didn't know if I want to say 1 or just a random letter. So pile 1, if you selected this rose quartz crystal, then this is your reading. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna pull one oracle card from this deck, and then I'm gonna pull a couple of tarot cards, and hopefully I have time to pull from these 2 astrology based decks that I have. I don't want this to get too long because it takes forever to upload. That's why sometimes we get late night uploads, because it does take like a couple of hours sometimes. So let's see. Pile 1, what are your dreams trying to tell you? Just one. And here we go. The bottom says unlimited possibilities. I just glanced at it. And it is, number 19. And underneath that it's all good. I'll just let you see it. So those are messages. You may be fine. You may be overreacting to your dreams, but your card is growth. Number 38 may be symbolic to you. You may have begun having these types of dreams around the fall with the leaves and the acorns. That's probably when you began having very odd dreams. But whereas fall is kind of a period of release for you, it triggered I don't want to say that you were not aligned with the season of release. It's just that whatever things you were called to release starting in the fall, whenever that is for you, because again, this is a timeless reading, it really triggered your growth. And my neighbor's dog does not bark, y'all, I promise. But I feel like when I'm filming, my neighbor's dog is barking. So, and I never hear that dog bark. I'm telling you, I don't. So, but I feel like that happened in another video. So, you know, maybe very loud around you, maybe spirit screaming at you, right? Or you may feel like it's just very loud around you in general, or you may feel like you're constantly getting yelled at, critiqued, everything you're doing is wrong. That may be the energy that you're in, but that's just to trigger your growth, okay? So that is why you're having the dreams you're having, specifically as it relates to around the fall time, when it starts getting cooler, when the season begins to shift, is because you're being called to grow, shed some skin, and grow new and like a serpent, like a snake, right? So that is that card and why you're doing that. So let me hop into the tarot, and today I'm using Osho's, and I really like this deck because it's all about looking within. So like you can read it traditionally, but it also has its own associated meanings with the cards. And they actually have keywords on them as well. So let's see what your dreams are trying to tell you. And ooh, I like bended a card. Like it came out and like, look, that's what happened. So pile 1, the first tarot card you have is basically the Judgment. It is beyond illusion, number 20. You see that person with their eyes closed, third chakra lit up, but there's also a butterfly in that image. Transformation also happens in the fall, like a death and rebirth of some sort, beyond illusion. There's something you're awakening to, or being called to awaken to, that you need to be paying attention to. And whatever it is a permanent shift, right? That growth, it's gonna be a permanent change in who you are as a person, your thoughts, your belief systems, the way you live day to day. It's calling a very permanent change, okay? And that's why you can't shake these dreams. Right? It's all about growth. And we're all constantly growing, but whatever this growth that's being triggered within you, Pile One, it is pivotal for your advancement in life. Like for whatever the next stage of your life is meant to be, that is what's happening. So I've got another major arcana card, which is past lives. That is the moon. Okay? Healing. So past energies, any past traumas you're being called to grow out of. You may, if you believe in past lives in general, you may be being called to heal any trauma associated with that. Again, if that's something you believe in. But regardless of what your beliefs are spiritually, look at all of these personas, right? All of these past lives, right? These are all the various versions of you that you've also been in this life, right? Think back to each age, each year of your life, and see how far you've grown in that growth card. And you're being called to reflect on that, heal from anything, release anything that you're still energetically attached to from those time periods, right? Good or bad, if it's no longer serving you, it's time to release that so that you can step into a new era, right? Because with that being in the center, that is a huge theme here, because beyond illusion, sometimes we remain in past energies far beyond the due date, the expiration date, right? And we start tricking ourselves into thinking we're still those people, and you're not still that person, is what I'm getting very strongly, Power One. You are not the person that you used to be in any of those quote unquote incarnations, right? It doesn't have to be actual reincarnations if you don't believe in past lives. It's just each cycle of your current life, right? That you grow as you develop over time. So there's another card that came out, but it's face down, and we have the Ten of Swords. I think it's Ten of Clouds in this deck, but it is rebirth, right? Look at that. Rebirth. Exactly what we talked about. This is the overall theme of everything. So that's why you're having these dreams. You're being called to shed some old skin, right? And then you have, along with the Ten of Clouds or air, you have the Ace of Air, which is consciousness, being yourself purely, right? It's being aware of who you are beyond illusion, understanding who you are at your essence, at your core. You're being called, a lot of you are being called to pull within, just to figure out who you are in terms of a soul and spirit. Because once you can connect with yourself at that core, everything outside of you and around you won't phase you as easily as it has been, okay? So let me, oh, this is really quick. This is really quick. I'm only at like 7.5 minutes. Good. So that means I have time. I'm gonna pull from these astrology-based decks so I can see if I can get some more details. But honestly, your dreams are calling you to not cling to who you think you are or who you think you've been or what you perceive your limitations to be. Like, I can't pursue this because that doesn't align with my quote unquote persona or who I think I am. Even though like sometimes you put off or delay paths that you're supposed to take because you don't feel like it aligns with who you are, or you're motivated by other people, so you may not think that that's who these people perceive you to be. But it's not about perception, it's about reality, right? Beyond illusion, like who you actually are, who you're actually called to be, without those past lives attachments, without those attachments to any past personas you've had, right? Rebirthing into consciousness, right? Growing and evolving in this life. So let me see what we can get for the first astrology-based deck. Really just being called to release. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's just your message, okay? Let me see if I can get anything else from these astrology-based tarot decks. Okay, Power One, what are your dreams trying to tell you? Okay, I've got two. We've got the full moon in Cancer, a personal issue reaches resolution. So honestly, I've been getting that energy, even though it's a lot of air energy. You feel like a heavy thinker, right? A heavy thinker, especially as it relates to the higher realms and spirituality, right? You've got two major arcana out of 4 cards, and the other 2 are air. So you may be an air sign. You may be a Cancer. Because you have full moon in Cancer as well as the moon card, or Pisces, which that card rules. Yeah, but basically you're just heavy into your head right now with the Ace and 10 of Swords, and you're very you're overthinking because of your emotions, right? Full moon in Cancer. The moon is actually ruled by Cancer, and you have the moon card here. So a personal issue reaches resolution. I'm telling you, these dreams, they actually feel like a form of detox for you, Pile 1. It's like through these dreams, you're able to release those past life connections, rebirthing into new consciousness, grow. Like if you haven't been sleeping well, it's like a download. And some mornings you may wake up feeling like that was a chaotic dream. I did not sleep well at night at all, but you may still feel energized. It's like the dreams, right? At night, full moon, Cancer energy, the moon. It's like some type of healing through these dreams. So it's healing you so that you can grow and develop into that next era of life. So what is this card? Okay. Your dreams need a practical plan, full moon and Taurus. So you may also have Taurus placements as well. New moon in Aries is at the bottom. Time to take action. So your dreams are really calling you to move, right? There's something that you're supposed to be doing, or some things you're supposed to be doing that you are not, and that's why you're restless at night, because again you have this perception of who you are, who you've been. You've put yourself in a box, and there's things you'd like to pursue that you don't feel safe. Taurus energy, 2nd house energy, right? Cancer energy, 4th house energy. Both of those cards are heavy safety energies. Cancer and Taurus are very, very big on being secure, being stable, whether it's as it relates to the home and family or your material stability. You need to shed those attachments so that you can find some inner peace, because right now it's keeping you awake at night. You're having weird dreams because you're avoiding that new moon in Aries, right? Which also talks about the 1st house of identity, right? Who you are identifying as, who you've been identifying as. It's in the way now. It's a blockage because you're hyper fixated on who you are and who you perceive yourself to be and who other people perceive you to be, to the point where you're no longer growing, right? You're no longer growing, and you're no longer open to, oops, I'm knocking stuff over, changing and becoming who you're supposed to be. Because each era, right, all of these past lives, I'm sorry, I'm just moving everything all over the place because these cards are so detailed, they're all relevant, right? All of these variations of who you've been in this life, they've all gone away at some point, right? At one point you were this person, and then you were this person, and now you're that person, and it's time to maybe transform into someone else, and you seem to be not receptive to doing that, and it's actually to your detriment. Okay, I don't believe that you're gonna find the peace you're looking for until you at least open yourself up to what your soul is actually calling you to do. Because it's kind of like, I don't want to say that you're living a lie, but you're living, it appears that you're living a life that is no longer in alignment with who you are, who you want to be, and what you'd like to achieve in this life. Okay, that's what your dreams are trying to tell you, right? So let me pull from this other deck, and I saw Libra, which is all about it's like the Justice card. It's about legality. So you may be legally binded in some instances, and that's okay. But like I said, you have a personal issue reaches resolution, so all will be fine. If you need support, things are gonna move once you step onto purpose. Once you step into your authentic self, things are gonna align for you and move in the way that you need them to pursue your true path, right? Because after that, you have your dreams need a practical plan. So in you taking physical measures towards becoming who you need to be and who you're called to be, things are going to work out, right? That's why you have it's time to take action. Spirit says, we got you. It's time to do it. Start making plans, start making moves, start building towards that consciousness, right? So let me see if you're worried about your security and whatnot. I'm not. Like, cards are jumping out and want to jump in. Okay, so yeah, this is all about who you are and who you perceive yourself to be, because we have, as the overview for the Moonology deck, new moon in Aries, which interesting because it is a new moon. And also you have the house 1, right, which is ruled by Aries. You may have Aries placements. Individuality, self-image, approach to life. Again, you have it fixed. This is fixed energy with that Taurus card. You have a very fixed perception of who you consider yourself to be and who you believe others consider you to be. And it's really throwing off your growth right now in that first card that we have. Like, you really have to just evaluate who you actually are at this period in time and not who you're clinging on to being, okay? And then you have the sextile card, which says a combination of tension and flow. Okay, it says potential and a rewarding situation. Again, you're supported, right? This is a very agreeable aspect in astrology. Like, it works really well when planets have this aspect, when they interact with one another in that way. Okay, it's very good. So it's a very positive card. You have a lot of potential here and a rewarding situation. So if this isn't super detailed, because the things you're avoiding, the tasks you're avoiding, the projects you're avoiding, the people you're avoiding, all of the stuff that you're putting off or not doing that you're called to do, Pile 1, it's honestly, it varies based on who you are and when selecting this pile. But the overall message is clear that you can't cling on to past versions of yourselves, past eras. It's time to kind of step into an evolution into who you're going to be in your next phase of your life, right? And I heard career. I don't know if it's because of that Taurus energy, of that stability, of needing, you know, that's that second house energy of your assets and whatnot. And also Cancer of home and family, maybe feeling like you need to be able to take care of your family if you have one or are planning one. You're supported, right? You're supported. So just have faith in what it is that you believe you need to do and make realistic, right? Tangible, practical plans to get that into action, okay? Like, don't just be all living on faith and dreams. You have to have a material plan, a physical plan to get you where you'd like to go. And you're going to see your dreams ease up as you do that, because you'll be more in alignment with who you are, okay? But like I said, huge identity issues right here with you, Pile 1, and that is what your dreams are pulling you to focus on, okay? So that is all I have for you today. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, Pile 2, if you selected this petrified wood, then this is your reading. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm super excited for this pile, only because as I was cleansing the decks to obviously start your reading, like, I started to hum Happy Birthday by Stevie Wonder, and then I realized, like, that's a loaded song, and that's like a super specific message for some of you selecting this pile, because it could be a variety of things. So you just take where it applies for you. So obviously it is a song about birthdays. So it may mean that your birthday is coming up as a confirmation that this is your pile, or it may be something involving your birthday, something associated with your birthday. Could be trauma, could be experiences, a specific experience, or something that will happen this year for your birthday. Whatever this year is for you, this is a timeless reading. Now, that song also has some historical significance, right? It's a song that Stevie Wonder wrote about, you know, MLK Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. You know, that's, you know, the activist, his birthday. And that is also coming up. It is the, I don't want to lie on YouTube, it is the 17th. Like, I always know what day it is, but I like to check so that I don't lie on YouTube and get dragged. So, yeah, like, it's going to be on the 17th of January this year in 2022. So if you're watching this in real time, that there may be some significance with that date this year as it relates to your dreams, or you may just, you know, that may be, you know, just a day of significance for you personally, culturally. It could be any of those things, but I just found it really interesting that I began singing that song when I realized what it meant, right? So we're gonna hop right into your reading. I'm gonna start with this oracle deck. I'm gonna pull one card from it, then I'm gonna pull from the tarot deck, and hopefully this doesn't get too long because I also have 2 astrology-based tarot decks that I would like to pull from. So let me right away, and of course you're hard-headed. You got 2 cards. I'm gonna show you the bottom. I'm not gonna take it. Number 41, self-love. So hopefully you're not crying a lot at night. That makes me sad. If you are, you know, the heart's flying, you know, there's the sun and the moon. It's like being very, very sad, and then when the sun goes down, you kind of lay in bed really sad, probably crying, as your heart just gets really out of control. So it's gonna be okay, pal, too, I promise. The 2 cards that they fell and face down, like they fell like this on my little table. So let's see. The one that is slant, it is discernment, number 6. Discernment is exactly what it says, right? It talks about being able to discern situations, outcomes, like just having discernment, being able to kind of interpret things, understand what's happening as it's happening, how to take things, right? So the other card is death, number 8, transformation, and this crossing that like that shows that you lack it right now. You truly lack discernment. Okay, because discernment, slanted right like that, that's outgoing energy. That's something that's finalized. And with death on the top of it, it's showing that situations, interactions, and possibly people's intentions are going way over your head. Sorry, that glare was really annoying me. So I just slid the cards over so that it wasn't there anymore. But it's showing that things are really going over your head right now, and that's why your dreams are chaotic, because just the way you're taking life, people, situations, and interactions are chaotic in general. Like, it just, you feel a little bit overwhelmed, all over the place. You probably suffer from anxiety, if that's the case. If you feel like you need some professional help with that during a period, or just in general, definitely seek that, because this feels very, very overwhelmed. Okay, very, very overwhelmed, especially with this bottom energy of the tears and the sadness. Okay, so yeah, but there's just something blocking your ability to see clearly, situations clearly, people clearly. So let's see. Now with the death card, like on top of discernment in that manner, it does show a transformation happening as it relates to your perception, the way you interpret things, the way you see people. So it's also a very positive energy. It can be scary as you in the shadow aspect, as you feel overwhelmed, but it's also very positive because it's challenging the way you naturally see things, the way you naturally see the world, the way you naturally see people, because it's time for a refresher. I'm hearing it's time for a refresher in the way you engage the world around you and interpret it. So let's see the tarot. So especially if you've been having very strange, or like if your dreams have been scary, or like if that sad energy is you waking up at night because the dreams are traumatic, it's a call to face yourself. So honestly, like if you're not in therapy would be good for you, pal, too. I'm not gonna lie, it would. It would be very helpful in you helping you to interpret these dreams and like very specifically. Like I advise you to get like a dream journal and just kind of jot down all of the details you remember. And especially if you have a therapist, maybe bring that and you can kind of talk about it and how it makes you feel, you know, things like that. So let me get these tarot cards to see what your dreams are trying to tell you. And honestly, some of you, your dreams are actually calling you to specifically go to therapy. I'm hearing that. If you don't go, or if you haven't been in a while, if you're feeling like you need it, definitely don't hold back on that. You have the Tower. What did I say about this chaotic energy? This is Thunderbolt in this deck. Lightning, right? It's also about, it's about inspiration. It's an epiphany. It's things happening, right? Look at this. Look at the details of this card. Look at all of the versions of this, all of the perceptions, right? Those little people are all the various perceptions within you being shed, right? Look at how all of the chakras are literally on fire as the lightning hits this being, right? That is you, and that's what's happening to you at night as you dream, right? A huge transformation. It's very chaotic. Your dreams may be very, very scary, may have lots of natural disasters, maybe a lot of storms, accidents, chaotic energy, but that's just a what's the word I'm looking for? That's just a symbol of what's going on within you, right? That's that chaotic energy. But again, it's chaotic, but it's transformative, right? Thunderbolt and death, like you're shedding energies, you're being awakened, enlightened. And again, you don't always have to go those types of transformations alone for the sake of spirituality. If you're the type of person that clings to spirituality as like a foundation for this type of thing, you don't have to just rely solely on your spiritual beliefs. You can 100% seek professional help and support yourself, right? And probably accelerate this transformation in a more positive way. Okay, and you've got two more cards. You've got the Queen of Wands. It is sharing in this deck, which probably talks about what I just said, like sharing your experience with someone else, or maybe like there's like a dream group. You could discuss your dreams with other people. But it definitely talks about, like in this deck, it talks about enlightenment. It talks about willpower. It's a very positive energy. Look at how fruitful that it's sunflowers in the background, right? So it's a very fruitful card. It talks about prosperity. Look at all of the fruits. Literally, I didn't see those in her hand when I was talking about that in that candle of enlightenment. So like I said, a card of sharing and being very receptive, but it's very fiery energy. That's a second card referencing, you know, fire, lightning, right? And then you have another major arcana, number 12, which is new vision. So this is the Hanged Man. And well, let's look at this. You see the freedom of this person. Like it's like I want to say that this is the same person, and one's on hands and knees, and then it's like the spirit of this person is kind of stepping out of the body and just being very free. So some of you are so limited and restricted up here in your day-to-day life and how you feel that dreams are when you are truly free. And that's why they're chaotic, right? Like the lightning, like some of you actually have out-of-body experiences as you dream. You actually astral project, whether you do it consciously or not, right? What's the you may lucid dream, like, you know what I mean? Like you may control your dreams as you're having them. You may be conscious of them and aware of them as you're experiencing them. At the bottom, you have the Eight of Swords, which is guilt. And look at that trauma to the head, right? So look at that, and all of the clouds around. It's lots of confusion, lots of overthinking, holding yourself back, as the Eight of Swords talks about traditionally. And that's basically what's going on with your dreams. They're prompting you, like, what ways are you holding back? Your dreams are, if you're the type to restrict yourself, that's why you have this self-love at the bottom of the crying, possibly at night or in your dreams. That's the only way where you can express yourself emotionally, a lot of you in this pile. And because of that, that's why the dreams are so intense, because it's the one time you feel, and because you've been bottling it up the whole day, you feel everything that you experienced that day, whether the dreams mirror that or not. You feel every emotion that you didn't allow yourself to feel in the daytime, and it's like you overthinking at night, or all of that begins to surface in the dreams. Like it becomes a bit overwhelming because now you have to experience it. So very, very much restrictive energy with that Eight of Swords. And then you feel guilty because that card says guilt. So it's like you feel guilty for having emotions and feeling things, or even if it's not necessarily dreams, it's just nighttime energy, replaying events that you may be ashamed of day to day, or just every little thing you feel you did wrong, every error you made that day, things that happened years ago that you're still embarrassed about. I feel like that's what happens to you. And your dreams are calling you, right, to like share. Maybe again, sharing is a release, right? Sharing means sharing this experience with someone, whether a professional or someone with similar experiences. And it also talks about, and it also tells you this new vision, like shedding all of that so that you can kind of move forward away from it. Okay. Hopefully that's not all over the place like it feels it may be. I'm going to pull from these astrology-based decks now. But, yeah, that's definitely what's going on with your dreams. They're forcing you to face aspects of yourself that you try to suppress. And if you're the type to lie to yourself with discernment and death, your dreams call you out on it. Okay, and that's 2 cards, which, that's interesting. And I'm okay, because I'm gonna show this because I don't want you to overreact, because you're the type to overreact. Okay, Patu, you definitely are. So you have conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse, which makes sense. It's also, eclipses are chaotic energy. A full moon eclipse is even more chaotic energy, like this, like triple chaos, right? Which makes sense. But you're ending a cycle with conclusions are within reach. And with you ending that cycle, like all of this, I feel is going to clear up soon. But full moon eclipses is also like, it's a dark experience, right? It's hidden things. But in it being a full moon, it's dark. That also will eventually come back to light. And that's what's happening. Something's being revealed to you in your dreams that even if you don't remember it in your dreams, you're going to have that awakening with this Tower card at some point and have that new vision, that clarity. Once you face whatever it is you need to face, specifically your emotions and whatever you're lying to yourself about, okay? But the card I didn't want you to see is luck on your side in reverse. But it's not saying that you're not lucky. One, you feel this way for sure, but this card is talking about, it's that same guilt, Eight of Swords energy of being restrictive, right? Because it's the new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the 9th house. It's all about growth and expansion. And with that being in reverse, it's basically a blockage. So it's saying that your dreams are telling you, like, this could all be over. Like, whatever's stressing you out, what's plaguing you, whatever you're lying to yourself about, whatever you're not facing, this could all be over soon. It is possible for it to be over in the near future. You just have to stop blocking your growth and expansion. Like, you have to stop holding yourself back in that Eight of Swords from whatever it is, right? Feeling your emotions, going to therapy, pursuing the thing, right? Anything that it is that you're holding yourself back from. And again, it's that fear of being unlucky. You have a deep fear of being unlucky. That you need to shed, right? And I'm not even certain that it's up to you anymore, because what conclusions are within reach leading into it. I say that because you have at the bottom full moon in Aquarius. Show the world the real you. It's like you're being triggered into it not necessarily being your choice anymore, right? Like luck in your is on your side in reverse is not saying that luck isn't on your side. It's saying that you're not going to be supported to go against what you're supposed to be doing, right? Like if you're looking to be lucky, fortunate, and successful in an area that's supposed to be coming to a close, that's why you're having these dreams. And that's why you haven't been advancing if you've been having issues of that manner, okay? Because you're being called to show the world the real you. So you may have wanted to pick pile 1. We do have overlap sometimes, especially on readings like this that are not necessarily the most popular. They don't gain as much traction, so the audience is a lot smaller. Ironically enough, as we talk about that show the world the real you card, the Aquarius, which is 11th house energy of like it kind of rules social media to a degree. So yeah, and it may be something related to social media. Could be that as well, or anything related to networking or building an audience or collective energies, right? Supporting a cause, supporting a group, because that's all Aquarius energy. So if that's something that you need to be doing or you feel called to do, definitely make sure that you pursue it, because you're being called to show the real you. You're being pushed to, and that luck, like I said, luck is not on your side. Luck is on your side in reverse, is showing that you're not going to be supported in anything that's not in alignment with that show the world the real you energy. It feels like North Node energy, the way that I'm reading it here. So let me pull from this other astrology deck. I saw Scorpio, but it did not come out. I saw Gemini, but it did not come out. Let's see what your dreams are trying to tell you about too. We can wrap this up. That's the way too many. The one that I see is Taurus. I'm not gonna take it though, because like it landed like right on my left eye. So Taurus may be relevant energy to you, or it could just be second house energy, themes of surrounding security. But let me grab these ones that fell, and we'll shuffle again. Okay, pile 2. What are your dreams trying to tell you? I'm actually hearing what is spirit trying to tell you, so that's interesting. There we go. We got one card in the bottom. So it's funny, I'm gonna laugh if the person that actually corrected me picked this pile, but we have the Chiron, right, card. I've been pronouncing that wrong for like a decade and a half. At this point, I don't care. I have zero shame, y'all. I don't care. But it'd be interesting because I've been waiting for this card to come back, but I hadn't been using it either. So we'll see. But hurt and heal, right? All of the traumas, that death card energy, it's just lots of healing. You're being called to heal or be a healer of some kind. For example, if you are a medical professional of any kind and you're kind of doing it in a way where like you may have an opportunity where it's more money based, but you're looking to do something closer to your heart, you know, that's the call to do that. I heard that specific message for some of you. There's also just if you're healers, energy workers, spirituality based, all of that, healing through music, healing through writing, shared experiences. There's some healing that you need to do within yourself, and then you're going to align with people that have similar trauma, right? And that's going to be helpful for you on your life path. I'm not saying it's going to be your career. It may be for some of you, but there's something you're supposed to be doing. Maybe it's charity work that will align you with certain community efforts, right? Because Aquarius is community-based energy. At the bottom, you have Yang, and you definitely have heavy themes of issues surrounding security and Taurus energy, because you have house 2. So I think Taurus threw itself out, and that's not at the bottom, that's just slipping out. But heavy themes surrounding security and assets. So Yang, proactivity, expression, doing, and forward motion. So that's what it is. You're being called to act. You're definitely feeling a lot like pile one. A lot like pile one, but it is different. There's some differences here, some key differences. If you did not select pile one, you are fine. My throat is a bit itchy right now, and it was not. My nose is a bit itchy right now. I promise I'm not sick, but I don't know where that happened. So I'm feeling like some throat chakra energy, speaking your truth, expressing yourself. And we talked about that, right? Expressing your emotion, expressing how you feel, what you want to do, working on that energy, but also hydration. Make sure you're drinking enough water. That's very, very important, okay? So I don't want this to be too long, right? But I do want to, on the final note, focus on your healing, whether with professional treatment or by yourself. Be very active towards your healing and learning how to express yourself in various ways, learning how to pursue things in a healthy way, right? And be very open into the transformation and the call that you're being pulled, the causes you may be pulled to, the things that you're being called to pursue that you may be afraid to do, okay? So that is all I have for you today, Pile 2. If this resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, Pile 3. Bear with me, my mouth is really dry now. It started in Pile 2. I'm thinking that it's carrying over from Pile 2. So if you came over from Pile 2, you're definitely not drinking enough water. Either way, Pile 3, you make sure you're drinking enough water as well, right? Maybe because if you're not, like if your dreams are stopping you from sleeping, then it's possible you're just not getting enough rest, which tends to dehydrate you, and you just need extra water because you're not sleeping, okay? So we are going to, if you selected this crystal, the Amethyst, this is your reading. I got right into the conversation, right? Let me pull, okay, so I'm going to start with this Oracle deck. The goal is 1. I'm open to taking 2 cards from it, and then I will pull from the tarot deck, and then I have 2 astrology-based Oracle decks that I want to pull from, but hopefully this doesn't get too long. That's not the intention this evening. Okay, so let's see, Pile 3. What are your dreams trying to tell you? Look at you behaving. I got 1 card like I intended. Okay, you've got number 11, a new day. So the card feels like spring. It feels like summer. It's renewed, refreshed energy. It's a brand new day. And that's why you're having dreams. Your dreams may not even be chaotic, Pile 3. They may just be very, very vivid, very lively. You may have a lot of things. Oh yeah. Look at the bottom. You've got number 18. It's all good. So you may be having really good, really vivid dreams. And that's okay if you came from other piles, right? You are not like your experiences are interchangeable. You may be having chaotic, scary dreams one night and then really passionate, exciting dreams the next night. It doesn't have to be one or the other, but we're going to focus on this energy, very, very positive energy, right? New day, it's all good. I love to see this, okay? And I mean, this is just your dreams. You're in a good place. You're in a good place, or you're reaching a good place after a period maybe of negativity or stagnation. But like your dreams are really letting you know right now you're in a whole new energy. You're in a whole new era. It's all good. You can be whatever you want to be. You are what you're meant to be in this present moment, and that's what your dreams are trying to tell you, okay? You've got the devil conditioning. Look at that, right? You stand out. Okay, Pile 3, you stand out from everyone around you. You don't fit in, and that's okay. You're not meant to fit in. You're not supposed to. And your dreams are here to encourage you being very, very different from everyone around you. That's who you're meant to be. So with that conditioning card, being traditionally the devil, it talks about control, being fixed energy. It's ruled by Capricorn, which is not a fixed sign, but it's all about control, working, trying to fit into the mold. Like this is rebel energy. This is energy of you were trying, like, it's almost, I don't want to say rebel energy, because this is like, to me, this is what happens before the rebel energy. It's when you realize that you're very, very different from the average person, very, very different from the people close in proximity to you in your inner circle, the people around you day to day. This is where you realize you're built different. Okay, Pile 3. And, you know, embrace that. Don't try to fit in. Don't try to, you know, conditioning, like, don't try to fit in. Conditioning also talks about hydration. It talks about hydration, so drink water, moisturize your skin. You know, I know especially lately, if, you know, people have been washing their hands extra frequently and stuff. So make sure you're, you know, moisturizing. Also conditioning, as in fitness, make sure you're staying healthy, those types of things. That's what your dreams are trying to tell you. So let me get 2 more cards to see what your dreams are trying to tell you. I got one. The Magician, existence. This is about manifestation, okay? I know that's not the traditional meaning of this card in this deck, but the Magician does talk about, that's Gemini energy, by the way. It talks about, I don't know why I pushed that all the way over there. It talks about manifesting the world around you, right? You have It's All Good. I might as well just put it in the frame. It's such a positive card. I can't not put it in the frame. Sorry to the other piles. Yeah, it's all good. Everything is so good, like conditioning. So if you've been conditioning yourself to perceive things as negative, I could see that. Those dreams are there to remind you of that. This is a whole new day. Like, that's past energy, whatever happened. Like, don't allow your past trauma to condition you into behaving the way you would in negative situations in these really positive situations you're stepping into. That's what your dreams are trying to tell you. But onto that Magician card, that Gemini energy, it talks about just being in the moment. Your dreams want you to experience this life, a new day. It's all about experiencing, right? Existence, really, truly embracing the moment, embracing this era, and creating along with it. Like, you've manifested it. This is what you've created. This is the life you've created that you've been desiring, and now you have it, and you also have the capability to manifest even further. So that's what these dreams are trying to tell you. So let me get one more, and we'll take the bottom. Here we go. Oh, great. This is great energy. You have all 3, oh my gosh, all 4 major arcana. So you have this last card, which is the Fool, this journey. That's Uranus energy, Aquarius energy. So Capricorn, Gemini, Aquarius. At the bottom, you have the Star, which is also Aquarius energy. This is silence. I know it has the moon on the 3rd eye, but this is the Star. But you may be sleeping very peacefully, Pile 3. You may be. Like, I feel like you're sleeping peacefully. Like, your dreams are just very vivid, but you're sleeping peacefully with that silence card, right? Because look at it. Look at how peaceful that is. You have guilt at the bottom. So some of you are not, like, you know, like, it's like the dreams are a bit lit and like, I can't really sleep. But I feel like a lot of you here are sleeping peacefully. And it makes sense that this card came over from the other piles, if there's some crossover. But those of you that picked strictly Pile 3, things are good, literally, with that card, okay? And you have all major arcana. So if it's not all perfect, like the cards make it seem, if you don't, you're like, what are you talking about? Why is the reading so positive? I feel crazy. It's not good at all. It's bigger than you. And you need to shift your perspective with the new day. Like, you're holding on to past perceptions, past conditionings, and you're not experiencing your current life the way you should be, because it's a new day, but you're still living in yesterday. Yes. So that's why you have the silence card, the Star. You have the Fool. It's like, you need to embrace this new adventure. Like, there's a new adventure that you're not quite embracing. You're not quite accepting, and it's limiting you, right? That's why you have that confirmation of it's all good. Like, you're being a pessimist where it's not necessary. Okay. I'm impressed and amazed by all 4 major arcana. Definitely exercise. Definitely focus on conditioning, because, like, I feel like, I don't know if you can hear it, but I feel like I'm out of breath. I'm not moving. And I'm not speaking in a way that, or I'm not attempting to speak in a way that would make me short of breath. Okay, so definitely make sure you're in shape if that's the thing, especially with this outdoor energy here that we have, like nighttime energy. You've got the full on the mountains, like definitely focus on your physical health. Okay, so let me pull from this astrology based deck to see what your dreams are trying to tell you, Power 3. But I mean, it's positive whether you see it or not. It's all about perspective. What the heck is happening? Why is the deck? So like I just grabbed the deck wrong apparently. Let me fix this. I don't shuffle my decks with reversals built in. If they fall in reverse, I'll take them. But I can't leave the deck like that. Like, I don't know if that's just my Virgo placements coming out, but I cannot. So like I had to fix that really quickly. So we're gonna see what your dreams are trying to tell you. And the card that made me realize that it was doing that was believe in the impossible. So again, you have issues with faith and trusting in the universe and feeling good and really positive situations. If you have an almost it's too good to be true perspective on life that you're being asked to step out of with that New Day card, okay? Card tried to jump out and change its mind. What's that? Okay, definitely crossover from the other pile. I might be one, but I feel like all of them kind of are connecting to some degree because you heard the shuffle, lots of shuffling, and here we go. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. I think it's interesting how much nighttime energy came out. Now, granted, I know the astrology based decks is a moonology deck, but like, we got cards that talk about nighttime. I feel maybe in all three spreads, but this Osho Zen deck is not all about nighttime and space. It's not. Like, there's some other cards that talk about day-to-day life outside and everything, okay? So very interesting that as we talk about dreams, the decks pulled nighttime cards. So yeah, so personal issue reaches resolution. It talks about you facing your emotions. It talks about you really understanding that, especially being the first one on top of conditioning that the past is the past. Like, let that go. Like, don't be so emotionally connected to your past experiences that you miss out on the now and potential with the Fool and the Star, right? There's so much hope, so much inspiration, so much potential in the present moment and in the future, but you're overlooking it because you're emotionally connected to past energy. Okay, and that's what your dreams are trying to tell you. And so many cards came out that we are not. I just wanted maybe one more and then the bottom. I see a lot of crown chakra energy too, so just watch that. Here we go. New moon eclipse. So you may, if you're picking multiple piles, you may be having a very chaotic shift in dreams to the point where it's hot, cold, really, really good, vivid dream, horrifying, apocalyptic dream the next night. Because one of them had, I think, the full moon eclipse, but here you are with new moon eclipse. So if you pick that pile, it's a huge contrast. I would definitely advise going to therapy if you are not already, just to help balance that out, to figure out why it's such an extreme shift in honestly mood and emotion. So that just to help manage that, just for your health, right? You care about your health, but you have to expect powerful change. And new moon eclipse, it's about, eclipses are about not being able to see things, but it's a new moon, so it's like brand new energy. The Fool, right? The number one card, the Magician. You have a new day up here, right? It's showing that you can't see all of the positive that's available to you, that's becoming available to you. Like, there's so much good around you now, and even more that's opening up, but you're being such a pessimist that you're kind of blocking it. You're blocking it. At the bottom, you have new moon in Virgo. You may have Virgo placements or Cancer, right? I see a lot of Aquarius on the table, and I must have a large Taurus following, because this, like, a card just like heart chakra energy, but like it was like this, it fell, prosperity lies ahead. So that's a message for you that you needed, but it says new moon in Taurus. So I feel like Taurus came out every single pile, which is not normal. Okay, and we have Virgo. So Virgo, you may have Virgo placements. But it's time to give rather than take. It talks about action. It talks about offering things up. It talks about effort, right? If you've been halfway applying effort in a situation, in a very new situation, and guess what? It's time for you to step into it fully, completely, whole, because you're limiting yourself by not doing so. And maybe that heart chakra energy was coming out as put your whole heart into whatever this new day is, whatever this new experience is, because halfway doing it is not benefiting anyone, right? And it doesn't have to be involving other people. It could simply be, you know, you. Because yeah, honestly, it could be surrounding a job, because Virgo rules the 6th house, right? It rules the 6th house of your day-to-day life. It's not your career per se, but it is work. Like, it's your day-to-day work. It's like a job. If it's just a job and not what you're passionate about, like, you still have to apply effort. And that's what it's talking about. And that's what something that your dreams are touching on. Okay, about finding peace and pleasure in every moment of every day. Okay, I'm gonna pull from this. Let me get off this table. I'm just shaking everything. And I'm going to pull from this last astrology-based deck. And right away, Scorpio wanted to come out this time, okay? We've got intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. So Scorpio talks about changing. It talks about transformations. We're talking about your emotions and your perspective, but it also is about, like that card says, intensity. So you feel very intensely. That's why it's hard for you to release past energies, because past energies, they cling to you. Like you live in them. You still experience them as though they're happening presently. You may have Scorpio placements. Like it's a big deal for you still. A lot of the things that have happened, that have transpired, things that the way that you used to live, just things like that. And it's time to kind of break that conditioning. It's giving me, because Scorpio rules 8th house of inheritance, maybe generational, right? You may be having these dreams. You may need to break some generational curses. I know that's traumatic if you're not spiritual. Could be, like, when I say generational curse, not necessarily from a spiritual perspective, even though it is. I mean, like, habits, right? Things that have been passed down to each generation within your family, whether it's poor eating, poor health consciousness, poor mental health, things that have been passed down that maybe the people before you, whether living or not, didn't prioritize, that you're being called to, right? Maybe that's why, we have huge themes of mental health, huge themes of physical health, huge themes of security and facing your emotions and who you are and who you're meant to be, being your authentic self. So that's interesting. At the bottom you have water. That is Cancer, that is Scorpio, that is Pisces. And it says spirituality, emotion, intuition, compassion. So some of you, these are spiritual gifts that you're awakening to that you haven't quite begun to face, right? Whether it's spiritual gifts, whether it's mental health, physical health, whether it's just not even as intense as health, like mental health. It just could be ideas, concepts, beliefs that don't align with who you are now, that you've grown, that you've evolved, right? Each generation is meant to grow and evolve beyond the past. And there's some things that you're clinging to, possibly ancestral, that need to be purged. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, huge themes of emotions throughout this reading for all piles, but for you specifically, and I am seeing heavy water placements. There's a huge Aquarius, but I see a lot of Cancer, a lot of Scorpio. Pisces is there, but not really. But yeah, like I said, yeah, definitely it's time to apply this effort, because Virgo, That 6th house energy is the house of wellness as well, I'm realizing. Yes, that is what I'm realizing. And it opposes the 12th house ruled by Pisces, which rules your dreams, your spirituality, your subconscious. It rules mental health, things like that. So just focus on all of those things, because that is definitely a call to your health, your wellness, you know, whether spiritual, mental, emotional, or physical. Because I do see with all of those cards that came in, you're in a very, very good situation. You have so much available to you. Like everything is good. It's all good. Every aspect of your life. Like you have potential in every aspect of your life. Career, just your hobbies, like love. You have so much going for you right now, but it doesn't seem like you can see it, Pile 3, at least not completely. And maybe you're aware of the fact that you're not able to count your blessings right now, and maybe that's why you need to kind of go within or seek support if you need that. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.